unusually to this LP, we knew what it was going to be called.
That feeling of that it comes naturally. What was that? Was that for all the albums the same, or were there maybe some ups and downs in that relationship of 10 years?
Oh, I see what you mean. I suppose what you're saying, maybe this album has a more unified atmosphere in the way you listen as a listener.
Yeah.
And the other albums may have been more kind of.
Yes, exactly.
There's a lot of contrast and creakiness. The things don't always fit. I don't know how much of that is expression and how much of that is a reflection of the three of us. Certainly, at certain times we've been on tour an awful lot, and we've always loved that. And in fact, it's primarily our thing to gig. But sometimes that's been difficult as far as tiredness and perhaps overdoing it a little bit. And sometimes our relationships have become strained between us, and we've had arguments, and that may have been reflected in the music. But I think we're more driven by the idea of what we're doing than we are about, oh, this is a reflection of us personally. But you know what, I don't think that you can separate those two things. I don't think you can separate what you write and what you perform and what you express from who you are and what you do and how you behave. You can't ever really, if you do separate those things, then I don't know how good the music would be.
What was the starting point for this album? Which
you know, we knew, unusually to this LP, we knew what it was going to be called, and we knew how it was going to feel before we did it, before we recorded it. So we kind of wanted it to be a bit more cohesive and a more singular kind of mood. That was something that we've not done before. Maybe we did more with our first one, but a lot of it was doing things as we went along. The songs came and you had a short time period to record, and then, you know, you didn't have, I mean, we've had like 18 months to do this LP, or it took 18 months to do it. But if it was put into a block of time, it probably would have been a couple of months. It was just we were busy doing other things, and Guy and Craig from Elbow were busy. But it was nice to have that time to take our time and reflect and just do it justice. There was no money, there was no deal, there was no record company, there was no pressure apart from just making it as good as it could be. And we haven't had that before, apart from when we first started, the first LP that we did. So that's probably why it's a bit more cohesive, you know. We had a starting point.
Is it maybe also sometimes a little bit more difficult when you have that much time, that you can be too hard against yourself?
It can be if you don't have deadlines, but not this time. It's been, I mean, there's been some songs that we've been playing live that were good, but they didn't fit on this LP, so we didn't have them on there, which was a bold decision. Where in the past, maybe there's songs that shouldn't have been on an LP that were put on. I don't know, but we had a certain remit, and there was a couple of songs that didn't make it to this. And when you're confident about what you've set out to do, then you can afford to take them decisions, as long as we all agreed that these were the ones, this is how it should be, and these are the lot, they wouldn't go on it. That's a kind of, it's a confidence that I've not had before. I wouldn't be. I'd be pretty unhappy about working on a song that you love and making it the best you can and then chucking it in the bin.